The following is a WSAV News 3 on your side presentation.
Flooded towns, stranded people, thousands upon thousands of evacuees. These are images seared in the memory of our nation. Hurricane season will never be looked at the same again. And with an active season ahead of us once again, are you prepared? Tonight, News 3 is on your side, helping you prepare for the worst while you hope for the best. This is Stormwatch 2006. Now, from the WSAV studio in Savannah, Georgia, here's Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Ben Smith.
Good evening and welcome to Stormwatch 2006. Tonight we're on your side to prepare you for what's anticipated to be another very active hurricane season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and world-renowned forecaster Dr. William Gray are expecting an active 2006 hurricane season. This year, NOAA is expecting 13 to 16 named storms, 8 to 10 becoming hurricanes, and of those 8 to 10, 4 to 6 will become major hurricanes with winds in excess of 111 miles per hour. Dr. Gray is forecasting 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes.
Hurricane season's coming up. How have you prepared?
I moved about an hour away from here.
Have you prepared?
No.
Haven't prepared? How have you prepared?
Well, I have just moved to Savannah from Los Angeles, so I'm used to preparing for earthquakes, and I'm sort of preparing in a similar kind of way, storing things and figuring out where I'm going to go if I have to leave town.
Because hurricane season is here, there are 3 things you need to do now if you haven't already. And we're on your side with suggestions on how to take care of them. 1, you need to know your evacuation route inland because you don't want to get stuck in traffic for hours on end. 2, you need to have everything for your hurricane kit purchased, a package of basic things you need to survive. But the first thing, make sure your insurance is up to date and that everything you own is on record. You might ask, what exactly should I have record of? There's things that may be obvious like a couch or a television. You really need to include every piece of furniture you have. Electronics are also a must. You need descriptions and serial numbers. And what seems like a small thing now may be big later. Whether it's CDs, movies, or software, you need to have titles for everything purchased. You can also include on this list artwork and family heirlooms. Basic rule of thumb, if it has any value, be it monetary or just sentimental, you need to have it on record. It's also a good idea to take pictures of everything to go along with any written records. The more detail on your records, the easier it will be for your insurance company to help you in the aftermath of a hurricane. Now that you have everything on record, the next thing to do is to stock up. A hurricane kit is something you can put together pretty quickly by going to your local grocery store. Our Low Country reporter Holly Bounds went to this store in Buford to get a hurricane kit to show you how quick and easy it is to do.
A trip to the grocery store and your home can be stocked for hurricane season. It's cheap, easy, and doesn't take much time. Let's scope out a 3-day supply. A first aid kit for your family is essential. Grab some snacks for you and the kids and a few cans of veggies for meals. And what if you don't have running water? Be sure to grab some for your meals and enough to brush your teeth. A couple flashlights and batteries that match. That seems like enough. Oh, a manual can opener for those vegetables and the canned meat. Just walk on by the cold stuff, it may spoil. Oh yes, and the toilet paper. Now, let's take it to the front. Less than 10 minutes and under $70, you and your family can be prepared for 3 days for this year's hurricane season. But don't forget, go ahead and shop now so you can avoid the long lines.
If you do have to evacuate, do you know how to get out of town?
Oh yes, we know about I-16, all lanes closed, going west.
If a hurricane is headed toward the coastal empire and low country, evacuation orders could be issued. A voluntary evacuation means you are encouraged to leave the area. On the other hand, a mandatory evacuation means the storm is headed our way, and if you don't get out, you could be taking your life into your own hands. The best advice, don't wait. Get out of there. Right now, Interstate 16
it's relatively quiet, but in the blink of an eye, it could look like this. That's why it's important to know the designated hurricane evacuation routes and the alternate ways to get inland.
I'm News 3's Russ Riesinger. The main route to get away from the coast in Georgia is Interstate 16. Now, in the event of a mandatory evacuation, all the lanes on 16 will be going west from Savannah all the way to Dublin. If you don't want to go that way, there are some alternate ways inland. You can always take Highway 80 towards Statesboro and then head inland from there. Heading out of South Chatham County, you can take Highway 280 towards Claxton, or you can head north towards Sylvania on Highway 21. Now, from Bryan and Liberty counties, if you don't head north to I-16, you can head inland by the way of Glenville onto the west side of Fort Stewart.
I'm News 3's Tina Tyashaw. In the Lowcountry, Interstate 95 is the destination. Coming from Beaufort, the way out is Highway 21, and then you will turn off at Highway 17. When you get to I-95, you can head either north or south. From Hilton Head, the way out is on 278. Then you can either turn off I-95 or keep going to North Augusta.
I'm News 3's Kim Gusby. If you must evacuate and you have a pet, you're encouraged to take the animal with you. If you don't want to board your animal with anyone, these are some locations of shelters that are pet friendly: Tifton, Waycross, Statesboro, Dublin, and Macon. There are also many hotels that accept pets. You can find a list of those on our website at WSAV.com.
A reminder, all of this information you see tonight will be available on our website at WSAV.com. Just click on the Hurricane Center.
Next on Stormwatch, you know what to pack and you know how to get out of town. But there are things that must stay in the path of the storm. We're on your side with ways to protect your investments. And they're the emergency experts. News 3 visits with SEMA, Chatham County's emergency management team, to see how they've prepared for the possibility of a hurricane.
Hurricane names this year start with Alberto. That's followed by Beryl, Chris, Debbie, Ernesto, Florence, Gordon, Helene, Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie, Michael, Nadine, Oscar, Patty, Raphael, Sandy, Tony, Valerie, and William. Now, if more than 21 named tropical cyclones occur, letters of the Greek alphabet will be used. This system was put in place last year when, for the first time since storms were named, there were more than 21 storms in one season. Those are Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, Theta, Iota, Kappa, Lambda, Mu, Nu, Psi, Omicron, Pi, Rho, Sigma, Tau, Upsilon, Phi, Chi, Psi, and Omega.